What's up? You read the title? Let's get right to it. Devin Haney walked down Ryan Garcia. Yeah, and he paid for it too. He got clipped up many times. But if you look at that fight, Ryan Garcia had a few big moments. Devin Haney landed more punches. Outside of them knockdowns, Devin Haney would have won that fight. But just like Devin Haney's daddy said, they gonna meet Ryan Garcia in the center of the ring. Tank Davis didn't even walk Ryan Garcia down. Tank Davis even knew better than to do that. The last guy that walked Ryan Garcia down that I can remember that was dangerous was Oscar Duarte. What happened to him? He had Ryan Garcia doing that silly shell tucking up. But what happened to Oscar Duarte? He got too comfortable and too cocky, and he got his lights turned up. Devin has to get some respect for walking Ryan down like that. That was brave. He paid the price, but he made it through the fight. And that's something to highlight. Brian Norman Jr. has more to lose because he's facing a guy that's moving up for the first time. Coming to your division. And outside of Devin Haney walking down Ryan Garcia, let's remember Devin Haney has cat-like reflexes. And y'all, go look at that Loma fight. Yeah, some people think Loma won, but it was still close. Loma is not hard to beat or have a close fight against. Even the Teofimo fight with Loma was close. And that was because Loma was so scared of Teo's power that Loma didn't let his hands go throughout the fight. So Loma probably could have beat Teo better than he did in his performance against Devin. So we can't sleep too much on Devin. Now, I do think Brian Norman Jr. is a little too dangerous. I'm not going to cap. I think Brian Norman is a little too dangerous. But I know that Devin has learned his lesson from trying to walk down somebody that got that explosive power. Somebody that got that firepower. Devin learned his lesson, I'm telling you. And I don't want to see Brian Norman Jr. get embarrassed, man. They super confident, and I think they can do it. But we seen Canelo Alvarez cool as ice leading up to the Bud Crawford fight. Cool as ice. Everybody talking about Canelo's size is too much and all this stuff. And Canelo, yes, it was close, but it's just them couple moments in that fight that shocked us. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, I think Canelo could have done more than throwing one or two punches. But that's on Canelo, just like with Brian Norman. But I think Brian Norman being younger, hungrier, I think that's where the problem lies for Devin. But like I said, Devin does have cat-like reflexes, and he doesn't care about booing from the crowd. So, I don't know, man. It could be an ugly fight. It could be Devin pissing us off by lack of engagement. We just don't know. But one thing about it, Devin does have great reflexes, and he could land some clean shots in there that, you know, catch the judge's eyes, even while showing coward-like movements. So, and if he lands way more than Brian, it could be a sad day. Devin ain't got shit to lose. Devin has been embarrassed. He's been made a meme. I mean, Devin has been like railroaded, man. So I still think Brian Norman is a little too dangerous. That's my opinion. But I just want to highlight that when people start leaning too heavy to one side, look at the odds on this fight. Devin Haney is almost equal to Brian Norman. Yes, Devin is the underdog for the first time in his career, but these odds are pretty even. They are closer than Bud and Canelo was. These odds between Devin Haney and Brian Norman are closer than Canelo and Bud Crawford was. So y'all keep that in mind, man. Like I said, I think Brian is a little too dangerous, but Devin has cat-like reflexes, and I don't want to see Brian Norman having to like go back to the drawing board. You know how they say we're gonna go back to the drawing board and we're gonna fix all this and that. You know what I'm saying? That'll be a sad day, y'all. But anyways, much love to y'all. I appreciate everybody that subscribed. I didn't know that the channel would move like it is, and I appreciate y'all, man. Now this has turned into maybe a real thing, y'all. I don't know, man. Anyways, much love. I can't wait to talk to y'all again. I'm out.